Hello, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a reading vlog and I'm basically going to be reading Ali Hazelwood books for a week, which is amazing for me because Ali Hazelwood is my favorite author, or at least one of my favorite authors. So I have read Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain by her and I really love them. The Love Hypothesis is one of my 5 stars and Love on the Brain is like 4.5. So yeah, this year she came out with 3 books, I think, and I own all 3 of them, but I have not read them, which is a crime. So the first book is Loathe to Love You, which is a bind-up. It's like a novella bind-up. So we have 3 different novellas and they're all in this book. I have actually read the first novella in this one, which is called Under One Roof, I think. Yes. I don't remember that many things about it. I think that I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I'm definitely gonna reread it for this video because I remember 0 things about it. Then we have Love Theoretically, which is, I think she came out with this one in July, somewhere around there. And I have heard great things about this book. A lot of people say that this is as good as The Love Hypothesis, or it's even better than The Love Hypothesis. So I'm having high expectations for this one. And then the last book and the most recent one is Check and Mate. She came out with this one in October, I think. I have heard so many people loving this and saying that this is so good. And I cannot wait. This is young adult, but I have heard so many people saying that it shouldn't be because the actual book, like the actual story and everything, is not young adult. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I'm actually very curious to see if I think that it's young adult or if I think that it's adult or new adult, I guess. I'm really excited about this one too, just to try something different from Ali Hazelwood because so far I think that she has only written adult books, right? Yeah, everything is, yeah, even the novellas are adult books. So this is the first book that is not an adult book and I'm very curious about it and I'm hoping that I'm gonna like it, even though it's about chess, which is something that I know 0 things about. So I'm hoping that I'm not gonna feel too dumb reading this. So update, I am on page 122 in the middle of the 10th chapter. I know, kind of weird place to update you, but I was having so much fun and I really wanted to share my excitement. Okay, I don't want to spoil the book, but I'm basically at the point where they have the first kind of longer interaction and not just like a couple of minutes, and I'm having the time of my life. It's so fun. It's so perfect. Reading this book literally reminds me why I fell in love with Ali Hazelwood's writing, and just I don't think that has changed. I think that I'm still very much so in love with the writing and I cannot wait to read more books. In the beginning of the book, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like them, especially the female main character. I was kind of confused about her. She didn't seem amazing, but reading the book, she grew on me. And honestly, the only chapter that I wasn't sure if I was going to like her was like the first chapter, maybe the second, but other than that, it was pretty good. This is so good. I am on page 220, chapter 19, and I honestly don't know how I got there because I feel like 5 minutes ago I was on page 150 and now obviously I'm not, which is crazy to me. This is going so fast and I'm having the time of my life. Can somebody explain to me why I thought that I wouldn't love this? I really don't know because I am having the time of my life, truly. This is so good. This is amazing. The funny part is that we don't even see the male main character that much, but it's more so he's not like there to have like conversations with her, but he's there. I don't know how to explain it, but he's on her mind and just like things around her keep reminding her of him. And I'm like, I'm obsessed with it. I really am. I cannot wait to keep reading. But I honestly kind of don't want to keep reading. Like I want to, but I don't want to at the same time because I don't want to finish this. I am obsessed with it. I really don't want to finish it. The good thing is that once I finish this book, I'm gonna read another Ali Hazelwood book. That's very exciting. So I finished the first book in this video, which is Check and Mate. I think that I'm gonna give this 4.5. I was contemplating on it. I finished it last night, so I was thinking about it and I was like, is it a 5 stars? Is it a 4.5? Is it a 4.75? But eventually I realized that if I am contemplating about it, it's probably not a 5 stars. So I think I'm gonna give this 4.5. I really loved it. The writing was incredible. It was so easy to read. I loved the chess in this. I thought that it would be kind of boring, but it honestly was incredible. I found it so interesting. I wasn't bored. like at all, even though I wasn't necessarily understanding because I don't know how to play chess, like I have said already. So when they were talking about moves, like different moves and stuff, I could not tell you what those meant. I really did not have a clue. But I feel like Ali Hazelwood has this talent of writing things, even with her regular like STEMnist books. She has like this gift, this talent that she can write about anything. I could not know anything about it, but if she writes it, she has like a way where I'm not bored. I don't feel dumb while I read it. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I will say, I wish that we got more of them together, kind of, because it was kind of like the third act conflict happens and then, you know, they make up obviously and that's it, like the book is done. But I feel like the epilogue, I think it was like the last chapter basically, yeah, the epilogue, we got a bit of like a hint into the future in a more like interesting way than most authors do it, I think. So yeah, I did enjoy it, but it's just I wanted a bit more. I wanted a bit more of them together, being happy and in love. So yeah, that was the first book and I'm actually very happy about it. Since we finished one book, that means that we need to read a second book. And we have these two. I do not know what to choose. I have been thinking about it. I have been like, oh, what should be the next one? So we have Loathe to Love You and then we have Love Theoretically. So this is kind of like Love on the Brain, The Love Hypothesis. It's like a full novel about two characters. So I am very curious about this and I do think that out of all of these three books, this is going to be my favorite, I think. And I also think that this might be a 5-star read, but let's not set our expectations very high because then there is the risk of getting disappointed. And then we have Loathe to Love You, which is a STEMnist novella collection. So we have 3 novellas in this one. Do we go into this one or do we go into this one and leave the novellas for last? I'm gonna pick one of the two. You're probably gonna see the next clip what I chose, but yeah, I need to think about it. It's so dark right now and I'm sorry, but it's raining outside and it's very gloomy. So there's literally nothing that I can do about it. But I still wanted to update you because honestly, I think that I'm gonna finish it like in the next couple of hours. Last night, I stayed up till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. reading this. I binged this. This is so good. I will say the beginning had me a tiny bit confused. You know what I was saying with the previous book, that Ali Hazelwood has this talent of talking about very just smart things that you don't know anything about and not making you feel dumb. Yeah, I did feel dumb in the beginning of this book. There were mentions of so many physicist things that I was like, yeah, sure, okay, am I supposed to know what that meant? And also I feel like the vocabulary was kind of harder, and English is not my first language. It doesn't even have similarities with my first language. So there were a lot of times that I was like, oh my god, I do not understand what you're saying. But I feel like that didn't last long, and maybe it was just my brain trying to kind of like get adjusted to it basically, because now I don't find that issue. And like, I want to say 60 pages in, I didn't find a problem with it. I was understanding everything pretty well, which is great. So yeah, I am loving this. I am eating it up. This is a bit different than the other ones. Yes, this is like a STEMnist novel, but the difference with this one is I feel like with the other two books, Love on the Brain and Love Hypothesis, the romance really didn't come until the last couple of pages, the last couple of chapters. And I feel like the male main characters didn't like let the female main character know that, you know what, I'm in love with you, I really like you, I want to be with you. Whereas in this one, the main character is not hiding it necessarily. So yeah, I'm loving the male main character in this book, and the last chapter was incredible. The last like 2-3 chapters, I loved them. They were so good. The chapters were basically she goes to the cinema to see a movie with her best friend. That after that, the whole scene that happened, yeah, that was great. That was great. It's the next day and I'm proud to say that I finished it last night and I loved it. I give this 5 stars, which is amazing because we are in January? And this is my first 5-star read of the year. So that's very exciting. And yeah, this was so good. I loved it. Again, if you're like a people pleaser, this is perfect for you. I feel like you're gonna fall in love with the male main character. So yeah, it was so good. The banter in this one, just the two characters, them falling in love. I loved how you got to see them together before like the end of the book, I guess. I feel like usually with Ali Hazelwood characters, you don't really get to see them together until like the very last pages of the book. So I love that we got to see them together and just be happy and everything. I annotated so many things about it and I was trying to be hard and not annotate everything. But I was like, oh my god, I cannot just not annotate this. This is incredible. So yeah, I loved it. She's literally constantly thinking about everyone else and how they feel, how she can make them feel better. And he's like, how do you feel? How can I make you feel better? And that was just amazing. I loved it. I love them. I am obsessed with them. I didn't want this to end. I low-key want to just go back and reread this. I loved it. It was so good. So good. Please read this. So yeah, now the next book that we have is Loathe to Love You, which is like the three novellas. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this one. I don't think that I'm gonna love it, but I don't think that I'm gonna hate it. I think that it's gonna be like a mid book. I don't see like how a novella can be that groundbreaking, I guess. Last night I finished the first short story, which is Under One Roof. I liked it. It wasn't anything amazing. I will say it felt like I would love if it was like a full novel and not just a novella. It was the writing that I know and love from Ali Hazelwood, so that made it very fun. It's basically about Mara and Liam. Something happens, I guess, and they end up living together, but they don't know each other. Mara is an environmental scientist and Liam is basically working in a company that doesn't care about the environment, I guess. So he's like, I don't like her, she's like, I don't like him, so they get off on the wrong foot. I really wanted more. I really wanted to be kind of delve into the scenes because I didn't get that attached because they were so just short and you go from one scene to the other scene and there were like a lot of time jumps. I don't know, I didn't feel that connected. Yeah, that was kind of sad. She tried to do like a 6-month period in 120 pages, I think. And that's just, I don't think that works out that well. I feel like it would be better if she tried to do either like a shorter time period or just more pages. I finished the second novella, which is Stuck With You, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think that was pretty fun and kind of like a different concept. I don't know, I wasn't expecting it. I really liked the characters and I really liked the whole storyline. It's just, I feel like it's the same thing as the previous one, Under One Roof. I wanted more. I wish that it was like a full novel. I will say it had a lot of miscommunication, which I feel like it would be kind of annoying if it was a 300-page novel, but I don't know. I really like the characters and I wish that we could see the same characters, and kind of like a different, well, not necessarily a different storyline, more detailed, I guess. I don't know, I really wanted more. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun, but it was very short. So this is about Eric and Sadie, and they're both engineers that work on the same building, different companies, but the same building. And one day they get stuck in the elevator together and you get like a bunch of flashbacks while they're talking, and it basically goes between the past and the present. So the past is when they first met, and then the present is basically them being in the elevator stuck together. I haven't read a book that goes from past to present and to past and so on in a long time actually. And I forgot how much I enjoy it. It's very entertaining and I feel like it keeps you interested in the story, and also it's very nice to see in the present something and then just go back in the past and see the beginning of that or what the character means and stuff like that. So yeah, I did really enjoy it. I wish that it wasn't that short. I wish that it wasn't a novella. That's literally it. So now I'm just gonna go on to the next book, which is Below Zero. This is the last novella. I don't know what it's about. I think that it's about their friend Hannah, right? She's like an aerospace engineer. Basically, she gets injured and stranded at a remote Arctic research station, and I guess like her longtime rival is the only person that is like, yes, I'm gonna go and find her. Wait, I love that. I read the third novella in this book, Below Zero, and it was actually kind of nice. It was very entertaining. Yeah, I feel like every single novella in this is very entertaining. It's just personally would love if I could see more of the characters, not just 120 pages. What I did like though is that it was kind of like the same friend group, so it was all the novellas had the same friend group, and I feel like that kind of helped to get more attached to the characters and get more connected to them, because yeah, you're reading 3 different books, but at the same time they are about the same people, so it's easier to feel connected to them. So that was kind of nice and kind of different, because I haven't like read any novellas like this. I'm gonna give this 4 stars, and I feel like every single novella was around like the 4-star mark too, but yeah, as a whole 4 stars. So I ended up reading all of the books that I wanted to read in this video. So we have Checkmate, which I'm actually gonna give this a 4.75. I said that I was going to give it a 4.5, but I have thought about it, and I think that a 4.75 is better, because I still am thinking about the characters. It's not quite like a 5-star, but I wish that I could just go back and reread it for the first time. Then we have Love Theoretically. This is a 5-star. I love this book. It's so fun. I am still thinking about these characters, and I'm just like, I want to reread this book so bad just to see all of the scenes. I'm still thinking about the main guy character and like the romance, all of the scenes between them. It was so good, and I feel like it was a tiny bit different from her other books, and yeah, this was just incredible. My first 5-star read of the year, and I'm so happy that I loved it so much. And then the last book is Loathe to Love You, which is, like I said, a 3-novella collection. So we have Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. I would say that my favorite novella is, I want to say Stuck With You, but I do really like Below Zero too. This is a 4-star. Would I recommend it? Yeah, sure. If you have read every single other Ali Hazelwood book and you're like, I don't have what to read, yeah, pick this up, sure. But if you're like, oh, I want to read like an Ali Hazelwood book, I haven't read any, I wouldn't say go into this one. I would say just pick one of the other ones. But since now I have read these 3, that means that I have read every single Ali Hazelwood book that is out there, and that is very exciting. That is extremely exciting. I'm so just happy. I cannot wait for like the newest book to come out. It's coming out, I want to say February, the beginning of February. It's very different than what Ali Hazelwood usually does. It's not like a STEM related book. I know that it's gonna be good. Like, she hasn't failed me. Like, even this one, which I wasn't expecting to like it as much, it's still like a 4-star, and I had a great time reading it, you know? So I'm just like, I'm very excited about it. But yeah, that is all I had to say. Let me know which is your favorite Ali Hazelwood book. For me, I would have to say The Love Hypothesis or Love Theoretically. I love both of these books. So yeah, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to. I hope that I'll see you in my next video. Bye!